sexism in South Korea is more serious than you might think.
The article we're covering today was written by Jess Gosling about female body issues, or female body image, I shouldn't say issues. Image in South Korea and how it's warped everybody's sense of what's normal over there.
I'll agree with her.
One thing that she points out in this article is that women are the thinnest in South Korea when compared with all the other OECD countries. Okay? Also, there's a big problem with women getting top-level positions. They have the lowest percentage of females in executive positions and also sitting on boards of big corporations. And they're as low as Japan, and those two were the lowest countries. But the bigger issue here is how twisted women have become in their mind when it comes to what's acceptable or what's going to, for instance, get them a job for their body.
I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying because there is a definite twisted warpedness to the importance of physical appearance in South Korea.
The pressure's as thick as it gets.
Yeah, I mean, every girl that I met over in South Korea had talked at least once about diet or appearance or exercise, and that's not so unusual, but I think the extremity of it was far more in your face and poignant compared to being in the US. The number of young women that I knew who were like, I can't eat after 9 o'clock at night because of my diet, or maybe they would eat very minimally. Eating disorders were not as talked about as they are here in the US, but I did notice that they were heavily present within the population. And the sizing, for example, I know that a lot of Korean women are much smaller than American women, but somebody my size, I'm a small size here in the US, was a large size in South Korea.
There's definitely a double standard between men and women. Men being, for instance, more able to go out and drink and let their body go and get fat into their 30s. No, I mean, if you only watch K-pop, you have a very, very unrefined sense of what's going on in South Korea because McDonald's, for instance, are popping up everywhere. And Koreans love fried chicken and they love KFC. And this is all new things that are happening over there that were happening right as we were getting ready to leave, that weren't even necessarily happening when we first arrived only 5 or 6 years earlier. And kids that go to high school don't get a lot of exercise for the most part because they have to study until the late hours into the evening, and there really is no physical education class, versus in other places around the world where it's more emphasized to take physical education classes and they're just focused on taking a test. And so they have really bad eating habits and very poor physical physical body
Image? Appearance?
No, exercise. I can't talk. No, and these things are learned early on, but then this other big pressure on women happens at the same time, and so people end up not eating, or they end up eating very, very little, and when they do eat, they binge eat, because then they have mukbangs, so that screws up with people's heads too, because there's some of these mukbangs are like really thin girls eating way too much amounts of food. Like, how do they stay thin?
I know for myself, whenever I taught at the college level, there were a lot of students who were preparing to go for jobs, and so they were getting plastic surgery, or they were cutting their hair, or they were doing things here and there to try to make themselves look better because they knew that their photo would be on their application.
Even before they went into the interview.
Yes, and that was actually part of our curriculum. They went to a class where they learn not only job interview skills, but also job appearance skills and how to make yourself look appropriate for a job interview.
Yeah, and the job market is really fierce there because there are falling wages happening in all the industries. I noticed it especially with my students. Engineering students seem to be able to find jobs easily, and if you didn't major in engineering, you did any other sort of academic coursework, it seemed like it was really difficult for those students to find jobs that they were happy with the salary. And so there's so many people who watch our videos who are interested in going over there to live and work and not be a teacher because you're not from the US or Canada or the UK or Australia, and you're interested in working in Korea. You're going to be going up against hundreds of applicants that all know this process so well that you have no idea about it. You have very little information. Even the Korean kids that are going to be getting these jobs, I mean, the females need to look really pretty or they're probably not going to get hired if it's a higher level position.
In fact, we have a friend who was trying to get into a good university in the medical field, and she found that she had a difficult time with the interview process because her looks weren't what they were necessarily looking for.
And then you get hired at one of these positions and you work Saturdays all day and Monday through Friday till 9 o'clock at night. And it's just a sort of really, like, difficult position to be in. She and I are both really concerned about people being healthy going into the future, not just myself and my health and your health, and I'm concerned about your health, but also if we're able to create dialogue that helps people think about what's going on around the world, we can all sort of make this place better. So comments on what you think about body issues where you're from, or what you've heard about how people view themselves in South Korea, both men and women, for their body issues, and let us know what you think in the comment section.
Yes, and like this video, click the like it button on the video, and subscribe too!
And thank you for supporting us here at Hallyu Back. That's it. We're out of here. Hasta luego!
Bye!